Hello and welcome, my name is Meepolis, they, she, he, and this is Literally Graphic. And today we are taking a quick look through Marvel Voice's Identity, celebrate the greatest Asian characters and creators from across the Marvel Universe. Rated T+. This Marvel anthology was published in 2022, although individual stories were published at a variety of times. Contributors of essays, interviews, and comic shorts include, and sorry when my tongue butchers some of these, Rina Aouyang, Jean Luen Yang, Marcus To, Sunny Go, Sabir Pirazada, Marshall Ahmed, Niraj Menon, Greg Pak, Chris Lee, Brian Reber, Christina Strain, Jason Liu, Alyssa Wong, Wilcie Portasio, J. David Ramos, Jeremy Holt, Alti Fermancia, Irma Nivila, Ken Nimura, Maureen Gu, Lin Yoshi, Sebastian Gang, Lindsay Kohik, VC's Joe Sabino, Jim Chung, Romulo Fajardo Jr., Angelique Roche, Kat Gregowitz, Pete Woods, Nathan Cosby, Mark Hanicia, Gary Frank, John Sibyl, Chris Sotomayor, VC's Randy Gentile, Nathan Cosby, Jean Ha, Xander Cannon, Martin Biro, Alana Smith, Tom Brevrut, Saladin Ahmed, Joey Vasquez, Juan Velasco, Ian Herring, VC's Joe Caramagna, Edward Petrovic, Shannon Andrews, Balestros, Alana Smith, Sana Amanet, Dyke Rune, Philip Tan, Sebastian Chang, VC's Travis Lenham, Jim Gung, Laura Martin, Lauren Amaro, Mark Basso, Maureen Gu, Takeshi Miyazawa, Ian Herring, VC's Ariana Mahar, Peach Momoko, Zach Davison, Paul Bay, Christine Dean, Preeti Chibir, Rooney Chang, Kimiko Glenn, Jacinda Chu, among others. Characters featured include Shang-Chi, Jubilee, Jimmy Woo, Miss Marvel, Pearl, Crystal, Silk, Brawn, Amadeus, Hulk, and X-Men, among others. Flipping it over to the back, it is described as, quote, some of the best superheroes in comics get the spotlight in action-packed and heartfelt tales, including Shang-Chi, Miss Marvel, Jubilee, Silk, Wave, Wong, and Jimmy Woo. These amazing and legendary heroes star in stories from new and established Asian creators who will surely expand the world outside your window. Plus, thrilled to the start of a brand new storytelling eras for both Silk and Shang-Chi. Revisit classic tales featuring the brilliant mind of Amadeus Cho, join Kamala Khan in welcoming a new hero to Jersey City, and prepare for a very different look at the X-Men. End quote. TLDR, a book that needed to happen for obvious reasons, decent enough in many ways, but a real mess as far as it being an anthology goes. Of the things I appreciated about this book, it did feel like they got a decent diversity of characters. Ideally, I probably would have avoided repeating characters, but the repeats were separated enough to not feel too redundant. Of the different intersections I try and highlight, it felt like class and ability versus disability were the least explored. The bigger problem, I thought, was the real diversity of introductions to each story. Some, particularly later stories, were pretty well set up, but others didn't even have a cover page or anything. Not sure if that was a divide between reprints and new stories, as I'm only really familiar with Miss Marvel. Swinging back to the more positive side, there was also a variety of art styles, not just the obvious superhero stuff, and I thought the stories did largely feel connected by the theme of identity and culture. The inclusion of interviews and essays was potentially interesting, although I read comics because I have a hard time doing large blocks of text, so some of my meh feelings towards them is my fault. That said, obviously no one in this collection is going to say anything bad about Marvel's treatment of Asian characters and creators, no. There was discussion of racism outside of Marvel, though. I'm not an expert on Marvel work culture, but there was that time that it came out that the current white Marvel editor-in-chief, C.B. Cebulski, had written previously for Marvel under a Japanese pseudonym. Not a great look, in my opinion, anyway. To conclude, I think I'm going with 3 stars. Lots of technical skill individually, but still really bugged by the lack of skill in compiling an anthology. But I'll keep reading and organize to end capitalist depression. And as always, Literally Graphic is created on land that should be given back to the traditional landholders. which in this case is, to my knowledge, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, non-Anishinaabe people, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Huron-Wendat Nation.